I stopped here in Roland, Oklahoma at this Pilot that I frequent quite often because I go right by here to get to the Fort Smith yard. Got fuel, and man, I had to wait here about a solid 10 minutes for the guy in front of me who went inside to get food and who knows what all. You know, if you're gonna, after you get fuel, if you're gonna go inside and run around and order food and all that stuff, go park somewhere and get out of the way. I mean, you jam up the whole fueling process. It's just stupid. Okay, I'm done ranting. Got my fresh cup of coffee brewing here. And, you know, I'm about probably 15 minutes from the Maverick Fort Smith yard. They've already sent me my order though, so I was going to tell you about that real quick. I'm picking up on the Gerdau side, not the Maverick side. And it's a load going to Laredo, Texas. I had this load, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. You know, it's a good run. Laredo is way down there on the border. So, anyway, get back to you in Fort Smith. Okay, everyone, I'm approaching the Gerdau plant here on the left and the Maverick Fort Smith yard on the right. You can see a Maverick driver right here, kind of getting his truck set up. So, I'm going to pull in over here and park. I just called, you know, I'm picking up at the Gerdau side, so the instructions say to call them when you've arrived, which I did just a minute ago. And normally what happens is you give him your pickup number and your truck number, and he takes your phone number down and they call you when they're ready. I think he said they had just called another truck over there to get loaded. But he told me I was getting 20-foot product, that I needed to set up 4 boards for 20-foot product and build a bulkhead, which tells me I'll be loading inside. So I'm gonna park over here and start working on that. More in a minute. Okay, everyone. I've been waiting here at the Maverick North Little Rock yard for about, probably an hour and 15 minutes, and they just called me over at sorry, I couldn't get that out. The Gerdau plant, because as I mentioned earlier, I'm getting loaded at the Gerdau plant, not on the Maverick side. So he had told me to put 4 boards out and then use the other 4 boards to make a bulkhead. Normally I would only use 3 boards to make a bulkhead. So I'm wondering if I might be getting a double stack of bundles. I guess we'll see in a minute, but just giving you a look at the yard here. Okay. Well, I've scaled in, and I'm having to load at a place I have never loaded at here before. Dude gave me a map, told me to turn here and go through the buildings and then go back across the road. They've got another loading area over here on the Maverick side of the road. So this will be a new experience. He said there's a truck in, I've got to go to door 31. He said there's a truck in there now. I got to wait for it to get out, but yeah, this is different, but it's giving you a shot of some of the Gerdau plant. Anyway, I'll pick this back up once I get over there. Okay guys, I've gotten back into door 31. Like I said, I've never picked up at this part of the facility. See some of the operation out there. They haven't come over yet to look at my paperwork, but hopefully they will in a minute. But I wanted to show you the setup here. They told me to set out 4 timbers for 20-foot product and to build a bulkhead using the other 4 timbers. So let me show you the bulkhead first. Let me get these skid mats off so you can see it a little better. Alright, so here's your bulkhead. You put down some 1-foot blocks, 3 1-foot blocks, and then you put your 2 square timbers on the bottom, and then your other bevel timbers on the top. Normally I would only use 3 timbers to make a bulkhead, but they specifically asked for 4 on this load. Then you hook your chain in around the stake pocket, bring it up about a foot or so, hook it on. Same thing over here. Put you an over center binder on, get it as tight as you can. Just makes a barrier in case, you know, to stop forward motion if needed. And then we're supposed to cover it up with a couple of skid mats, so that's why they're on here. I guess just to keep things from rubbing on chains, possibly. And then, as you can see, I've got my 4 timbers out on the deck of the trailer. Sorry, it's very noisy in here, plus there's a train going by. So I've got 2 4-inch straps out here because I know I'll need at least 2 of those. And again, let me go over the placement of the timbers. So we know I'm getting 20-foot product, and we want to leave 2-foot overhang on the back and 2-foot overhang on the front, right? So we have a place to put our belly wrap. So let's take 20 feet divided by 2 and 2. I mean, not divided, but 20 feet minus 2 feet here, 2 feet there. So that's 4 feet. 20 minus 4 is 16. So we need 8 feet. Now divide the 16 by 2, that gives you 8. So from the center marker of the trailer, our end boards need to be 8 feet. 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, let's check the front one. 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, so that should be set up perfectly. And then you've got, what they'll do when they load this is they'll butt the bar right up to this bulkhead. And then I'll put 2 belly wraps over, front and the rear. And then probably 4 more straps over the load. We'll see. Sometimes this stuff doesn't have to be strapped. You use chains, but in this case, I'm thinking it'll probably be strapped. And then it's unclear if it has to be tarp. My instructions say to tarp, but it also said to look at the BOL, the bill of lading, because it might not have to be tarp. So we'll determine that here in a few minutes. All right, that's it for now. All right, I just wanted to show you guys. The loader came over and checked the paperwork, and he asked me to get 4 of my 4-foot boards and set them out like this, just to stretch the surface of the boards out to the edge of the trailer. I guess he knows he's going to have to use every bit of width to get the load on. So that's what I've done. I put the 4 boards here just to stretch out the width of the timber. Now I'm just waiting on him to get started. I'm gonna go get me something to eat while I'm waiting. All right, he's got 1 bundle on and he's fixing to drop a couple more. see how he... Alright guys, he did tell me that this has to be tarped, which I figured it did, but the work instructions were kind of not clear about that. You can see he's picking up the final two over there. He already has the 1 foot blocks in between those two bundles, and you can see he's got 1 foot block set up next to this one. So all he's got to do is kind of pump them up next to those wood blocks, and they'll be ready to roll. So I'll try to get a little footage of him bringing these over, and then I'll throw my two belly straps over, and then I have to go all the way back down there and scale back in at the Gerdau plant, and then go back over to the Maverick yard to finish securing and tarping. So kind of a weird process. Here's a look at the crane bringing those two bundles. Okay guys, I finally got scaled out over there at Gerdau. Wanted to show you this load before I get it tarped. Basically I got a belly wrap on each end, and then 4 straps over the top. So 6 securements, that'll go up to 48,000 pounds. And I think this weighed 40, almost 46. And then I've got my tarp up there. I've got a canvas tarp down here covering up this end because it has some little tag wire sticking up, but the rest of it, no problem. So let me get this thing tarped, and I'm going to try to get a couple hours down the road. Or later.